Hi everybody, how are you? It's Beth, the African Storyteller Chavila, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is the first day, the first series of real stories. I know I call myself the African Storyteller, and I haven't really been telling many stories. So this is the first of my life experiences, and it is about skin lightening, as the uh, title says. So I'm just gonna distract myself because it's very personal and it is a sensitive thing that I'm about to talk about. So thank you for watching. By the way, when you're done, like, subscribe, notification bell, you know the whole deal. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So for the majority of my life, I've never really been aware of aesthetics, beauty, in the sense of a lot of what the young people do now. When I was growing up, I don't ever remember beauty discussions coming up. I don't ever remember somebody focusing so much on how they looked. It just, we lived, we survived, we did things. Your value was based off of what you bring to the table, your hard work, your sincerity, your heart. It was never about beauty. So my entire primary school life, beauty was never a thing. And then I went to high school. We liked to look nice, but it just wasn't a thing. And I would say in the last maybe 20 or so years of my life is when colorism has been such a problem and such a thing. And I think that a lot of African women have really been affected by light skin or wanting to be, or, trying to fit in or whatever. As far as I can remember, I disliked light-skinned people. I know that's very bad. I don't hate them. There's nothing I have against them. It's just prejudice. It's bias. It's just a thing that you find yourself in. And immediately I realize I have a bias. I make it a thing to find out why. Why do I just not like a particular group of people? I start thinking of reasons why and how I can navigate it. And so this whole bias against, or this whole thing of, I don't really, I'm not a huge fan of light-skinned people like that. Like, they're okay, they're good people. I appreciate them for that. But when it comes to stunners, beauties, people I think, oh, wow, it's never been light-skinned people. Like, the lightest skinned person that I thought, wow, was Tyra Banks. And I don't know, she just happened. There were so many other things about her that I liked that I was just like, oh, she is beautiful. And maybe it's also because I like green eyes, and Tyra has green eyes. But anyway, I don't remember how or why, but it intrigues me. And it could be maybe two reasons why. One is because I don't really like shiny things. I'm a depth person. I'm about substance. And I think people get distracted by shiny things, just like following the line, like a little kitten running after a thread. I'm like, why are you so distracted? And so I always thought it's like a magic show you watch. You're like, I want to see what the sleight of hand is. I don't want to enjoy the experience because I'm too busy looking for when the trick will be happening so that I can say, aha, I saw that. And so I always thought like lighter skinned people were like a sleight of hand. I'm like, I want to know who you are, and you're so distracting that I'm not really seeing your substance. And I think because of how beauty is and how conditioning works, is when people tell you constantly and remind you about pieces of yourself, you start focusing on those pieces. And so I think because of how African colorism happened and how we started focusing on, light-skinned people are beautiful, they were told they were beautiful, and then they started focusing so hard on that when I do actually interact with light-skinned people, and I feel like I'm just confirming my own bias. I'm like, it really is a critical thinking dilemma for me. I'm like, I'm listening to them, I'm having conversations with them, and then I'm thinking, I knew there was, you see, this confirms, like, light-skinned people don't bring much to the table other than their light skin, which is wrong and not true. And unfortunately, one of my most favorite humans on earth is very light skinned, and they constantly feel like I don't see them, like I don't see their substance and who they are and what they're about because I'm too busy thinking you're light skinned, but that person knows that our love goes beyond and started before this whole light skin thing came about. But anyway, you're here to listen to my skin lightening journey. And I know, considering what I'm known for, that is something that is rather sensitive to discuss. And that's the little distraction. I was in a long-term relationship with a guy. I invested my heart, my soul, my entire being in that relationship. And if you know me, you know that when I love, I am almost obsessed. That little chemical called love, it gets me good. I fall in love with my head and my heart and my soul and my spirit. I'm just so focused on being in love that sometimes I'm so consumed by it. And when I love thoroughly. That's my thing. I love thoroughly, I love truly, I love sincerely. And I was so in love with this guy. And it was a serious relationship. It was long term. And I found out that he was cheating on me, and he was cheating with this very arrogant, light-skinned girl. She was super light-skinned. She was like, a yellow chick. And this chick took it upon herself to point out why, when, of course, like every woman does, confront the other woman and then confront your man. I'm that way, by the way. I think the other woman who cheats with your man, knowing your man is your man, I'm like, sis, you are complicit in this whole situation, and I'ma read you for filth for it. I don't excuse the other woman, and of course the man is the problem, but the other woman, like, if a man came up to me, started having a conversation with me, I'm like, yo bro, you just did mention you're married, right? Keep stepping. Like, I'm not gonna have a conversation with somebody else's man hitting on me. But so yes, I do expect women to be held accountable as well, and men to be kicked to the curb when this happens. So anyway, I had a confrontation with her, and she did, of course, point out my dark skin, and thus became a problem that I didn't anticipate. I am a very confident person. I am very self-assured. I am very happy with who I am physically. And I'm a huge advocate for fixing what steals your joy. Like, if there's a part of you want a little more hip, you want big booty, you want bigger boobs, like, go for it, sis. I will come with you. I'll hold your purse. As you go to theater, I'll sit nerve-wracking outside the theater. You'll come out, I'll tell you how great your boobs are. I am that chick. Like, fix whatever you need to fix to make you feel as great as you want to feel. And so I'm not shy about, I don't admonish people who do cosmetic surgery, but I just never thought of myself as somebody who was so insecure with how I looked until this moment. And of course, a huge fight, huge tears, huge heartbreak, really just gut-wrenching pain. It was horrible. And eventually, I just decided the thing that is gonna make this man love me and accept me is to be light-skinned. If being light-skinned is the reason why he went to seek another woman, it's gonna be the reason why he's gonna stay with me. So I'm gonna make it a point to lighten my skin. So I did my research. I looked up at different methods. There are creams, there are injectables, there are tablets, there are all kinds of things that people use to lighten their skin. And if you know me, if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna research the shit out of that thing. And I did research the shit out of pigmentation and melanin and how to lighten it. And I eventually decided to do it by injectable. It is, at that point, it was the safest method. It was the most effective method. It was very expensive, but I had a little bit of change. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of my investment money in that. I'm investing in myself, girl. Like, I got this. And so I called this little facility. I was like, okay, I'm looking to do this. Went in for my consultation, whatever, set the date, was given the bill, huge bill, huge whatever quotation. And then I was like, okay, I'll make a down payment, 50% upfront, 50% because it was a series of 8 injections. I'm gonna do another 25% at the 4th injection, and then I'm gonna finish off just before the last injection. So they were like, okay, good payment plan. And so this was decided, and on the day of my first treatment, I was very nervous, and I kept, at that point, I'd gone through some level of healing and accepting that cheating men are just philandering men, and they're gonna do what they do anyway. You could be, listen, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, like, come on, calm down, chill. And I thought, you know what, a cheating man is going to be a cheating man, and there is nothing that I did that made him cheat. And when he met me, I was this way. So but there is something that exists beyond logic, beyond the conscious mind, that once that thing is sprinkled in your subconscious, you can't shake it. You can say all you want. You can be as educated and as open as you want, but if this thing is in the back of your head, it's gonna nag you, it's gonna poke you, it's gonna just, it's gonna be a really annoying thing in the back of your head that you're gonna have to address. And I think that was the thing that logically I understood. And emotionally, I had come to terms that I was in love with somebody who didn't value me, who didn't respect me, who didn't love me the same. And that is why they did what they did. But at the same time, I thought, now it's come to my realization that being lighter skin is going to make me a more beautiful woman. And I'm going to go for it. So I went to, I had my first shot. And so I took a cab to the facility. I went in and I walked into the doctor's office, and he, checked vitals, everything is done. He says, we're gonna go downstairs, we're gonna have the IV in, and it's gonna take about an hour or two it's gonna take a couple of hours to have the entire bag, IV bag, done, and then you'll go and you'll come back the week after on the similar day. It was on a Wednesday. And so I went downstairs, and while I was waiting and the nurse was prepping me, she brought the IV bag, put the stand, made me comfortable. And I'm sitting there, have my music set for the whole session. I have an audiobook online just in case I need it. And the doctor walks in and I see him and I start bawling. I started crying. And he said to me, why are you crying? What's wrong? I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm doing this for myself or if I'm doing it for somebody else or to be accepted by a certain group of people. And in a huge way, it was like a flipping bird I was just flipping a bird to my ex, or to just say, hey, I'm light skinned now and you lost me, boo hoo hoo. So the doctor said, you need to do this for the right reasons and you need to be happy. And it's my job to encourage you to do it because it's how I pay my bills. But I don't want to give you a cosmetic procedure, cosmetic treatment and not have you excited for it. You should be ecstatic that you put your money here, that you're here, you're great, you're happy, you can't wait, but you're crying. I'm going to have our resident psychologist have a conversation with you. And so the psychologist comes in, talks to me, fine, are you okay with this? I say, yeah. And they call the lady, the nurse because the IV takes 3 ingredients. It's the big bag and they inject a couple of things in it. And so the nurse had brought 2 vials. And the doctor says, oh no, I need 1 vial of this and 1 vial of whatever. And so the nurse goes out to bring it. And she comes back with a vial and she says, Doc, can I have a word with you? And they go in a corner and they're whispering and I'm wondering what's going on. And the doc comes back and says, oh man, one of the ingredients that goes into the IV is, it looks like it's either close to or has expired. We can't use it on you. We can't take the risk. It's an internal thing. It's intravascular, whatever. So we can't really take the risk. Do you mind rescheduling? We apologize. We're gonna put in a little add-on for you for this. Could you come back next Wednesday? Or you can book for an earlier date if you want. I said, okay, I'll come back next Wednesday. And I left. I have this little shop in town and I went to town and my best friend called me. And she said, I'm out. Come have a drink with me. I'm here with so and so and so and so and so and so. A group of some of the best collection of my friends' friends. Like, they're not my friends. I'm friends with them by extension, but I do like to hang out with them. They're very, very nice people. So I come, I'm like, okay, I could use a stiff drink. And so I come, and my friend is like, how are you? And you know, the music is popping, the food is in, the drinks are here, and I start having a drink, and we start talking. And one of the women there is married to a very wealthy man, and she always like has the most interesting sense of fashion. And she started talking about her sense of fashion. She says, I know, like, I don't know how to put an outfit together, but you know what, when I leave the house, I'm happy. And people think that I should cover my stomach, but it doesn't give me any I don't feel that way. And I'm just happy to be me. I like fitted things, and I like short shorts, and that's what I'm gonna wear. And we started talking about our insecurities, and somebody else says, oh, you know, my legs, I have these stick legs, and I can't wear a short skirt. And the other women are like, what, girl, if you want to wear a short skirt, go ahead and do that. And we're just having a conversation. And then one of the most stunning women in the city, like my friend's friend, she owns a business. She's a boss chick. She is beautiful. She is she looks at me and she says, you know what, Beth? I wish I had your confidence and your gift of gab. You look so confident and comfortable having conversations with a huge number of people. You never seem nervous. You're always comfortable. You always so yourself. I really just think that is the most beautiful thing a woman can have, and I wish I had that. And I said, you think I'm confident? Like, I have my own insecurities, girl. Like, look at you. You're stunning. You are rich. And I love that I love your skin color. And she says, what? You think? I hate being light skinned because people think I'm riding on my face and my skin color to get things done. I feel like I'm never taken seriously because I'm a particular looking light skinned chick. And I just always you have the perfect color. And we started talking about colors. And that table has, she's like me, but there was somebody else on the table that was super light skin. And it was like therapy for me. It gave me a certain sense of catharsis. It's just inner mending that I didn't even know I needed or was having. And I drank too much. I crawled home. That was a good night, right? And on the taxi on my way back home, I was like snoring, crying, and the cab driver was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, like snoring, crying. It's just, I got home, took a shower, got in bed, woke up in the morning. Thursday morning, it was afternoon. I called the clinic. I said, I'm gonna need a refund on and they said, oh, if you're asking for a refund, we usually would take this percentage over because of the mishap yesterday. The doctor is willing to give you a full refund. I was like, thank you. And I felt like it was the voice of God that they said. I don't even know if it was true that one of the ingredients was almost expired. I don't even know if they just felt, oh man, she's having some crisis and we need to not do it. But whatever it was the voice of God. And I'm a self-assured, very confident woman. I have never had insecurities before. And yet this is how one affair a man I loved had made me feel. And I have moved on, of course, relationship done, whatever, it's all gone. I now know what my worth is. But it made me really empathize with women as creatures that are judged by our aesthetic value more than anything else. That it doesn't matter how much, there's always something. And I am saying this to say, if you want to get a procedure done, get it done. Actually, this is my color. I ended up not having it. I'm grateful I didn't, because now I have daughters, and I think that teaching them it's okay to have stretch marks if that's something you're okay with, and it's okay to be a particular shape or color or have particular texture hair or hairdo. But if you're a woman and you want to change your skin color for you, do it. If you want to get a breast enlargement, booty, flatten your stomach, do whatever you need to. I encourage that you do it. But don't do it for a man, and don't do it for a lover. Don't do it for anybody except you. Unless it's a medical like emergency or something you medically are advised to do, then do it. But if it's just for aesthetics, it's cosmetic, only do it for you. If it is something you've always wanted to get done, get it done. We live only once, and this is the only thing that is irreplaceable to you. Take good care of it, enjoy it, have adventure with it. It's a canvas. Paint it. Do whatever you need to make you feel beautiful and happy. And I also want to say that there are people who have insecurities who can't afford to do anything about it. I sympathize and I empathize with your insecurity, and I am more kind to women. I am particularly kind because life knocks us every way possible. History and culture and traditions haven't always been kind to us. And so when you see another woman using cheap bleach creams, don't be too quick to point that out. They probably have gone through something that, whether it's in their subconscious or in their subconscious mind, that they are grappling with, that they're trying to make sense of, that they're trying to deal with. They're not going about it the right way, but let's not make light of their situation because that's just an insecurity that they want to work through, and they want to be able to care for. So that's my skin bleaching journey, and I'm sorry for people who came to see how many shades lighter I bleached, because I didn't, but I'm just saying that if we all could tell each other the truth, and if we all could be more honest with our younger, the younger sisters, I think that they would make better choices. But women, we hide our problems and we hide our stories, and I am deciding to share this story because I hope it helps somebody. I hope it helps explain or at least tolerate somebody who is of a different opinion than you are about these things. I love you. Like, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep these stories coming. Cheers.